Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Shipra.
Hello, ma'am.
What
Ma'am,
happened?
आपने
आप
मेरे
क्लास का भूल गए?
No, ma'am, actually, ma'am, I'm in Alphabet के office right now. तो फिर मैं राजीव में सर से बात करी थी इंटर्नशिप के लिए.
Okay, so you're in the office today.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got some internship?
I mean, yes, ma'am, I have to internship training के लिए I have come here.
Okay. So you're comfortable to join from there or not?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
You are or not? Actually, Girish.
I am. I am.
Okay, great. So, what is the issue with Girish? He joined the class and then within few seconds he leave. Is there some network issue or some other issues? If you are aware.
I will call him and ask him right now.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Although this was supposed to be your last class today, but because you folks are really new, okay, so I'm thinking that we can extend it for 1 or 2 days, and already half an hour is passed for today's class as well. So the pace was slow. Okay, so that is why we were not able to complete all the topics related to the course. Okay, so my understanding was like my objective is to make you understand about each and every service that we are going to discuss. At least you should know about it, how you can use it, why it is required, and where it will be used. Okay, so that is why we'll let you know. So all right, by tomorrow we'll be having a class. Okay, clear? Hi Sudhir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you remember the last topic what we discussed?
Ma'am, we need buckets and
Mm.
uh, we put image into that bucket and created a made our private IPs accessible to other devices.
Okay, what else? Let me give you a quick recap on the same. So we had a discussion about the storage services where we discussed about the block storage, file storage, and object storage. So when it comes to block storage, what sort of service that AWS provides? Can you name it? Hi, Girish.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So can you name it?
Ma'am, storage services.
Yes. Like what
Ma'am,
services we discussed that day? If you are
ma'am,
aware, like
object storage.
okay, object. Other than that,
Elastic bucket.
Elastic Bucket. It was EBS volume. I hope you remember
Elastic
we
block storage.
created
Yeah, sorry, elastic
Elastic Block
storage.
Storage. And then we talk about the Elastic File System as well. Although we didn't
File
create any
storage,
file
right.
system, but under S object storage, we discussed about the S3, how we create bucket, how we make it available to the other people. Okay, so till the time we have discussed, creating bucket, making it public to everybody, and then we discussed if you want to enable it for one particular user or a few, then you have to added the ARN under the principal. Okay, so you learned how to create a bucket policy as well. That is called as resource based policy, isn't it? So we discussed all of this, that there are elastic block storage which you can attach directly to your instance, which is available on the host, which is called as instance store, and the other one is the EBS volume, which is basically mapped toward to your EC2 instance, and they must be in the same availability zone. Okay, so what is the scope of elastic block storage and EC2? Its availability zone within a region. Okay, then we talk about snapshots. I hope everybody's aware how to create snapshot and why do we create it? Why do we create a snapshot? For backup purpose. For backup purpose. Oh my. For backup purpose of your EC2 instance or your EBS volume. Okay. And then we talk about file storage that you can access the file system, the EFS from any of the EC2. Even the instances are available in two different availability zone. Yes, we talk about storage, object storage. Then we learned about what is a bucket, what is its features. I hope you understand what is the maximum size of S3 object. What is the maximum size of an object that you can upload in the bucket? Wow, nobody remember. 5 TB. Is there any limit on number of objects that you can upload into the bucket? Hello? There is no limit, okay? You can store any number of images. Then we talk about IAM policy. You already aware that you attach to some user groups or roles. Then we discussed about bucket policy where we use the policy simulator. Remember?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
then we managed the public access on the bucket. We discussed about the encryption, server side and client side. Then we had a discussion about the storage classes. By default, any object that you store in the S3 is standard one. Then you can change the storage class according to the access pattern, according to the access pattern of your objects, or if you want to save some cost on storage. Okay, so you have different classes like infrequent access, one zone infrequent access where your data would be stored in one availability zone, and in rest of the classes the data or the objects are stored in at least greater than or equal to 3 availability zone. Okay, so for archiving purpose we have S3 Glacier which has three type of access. Okay, one is the instant retrieval. For example, you have a lot of data and you have stored it in Glacier, but the condition is whenever your organization need that object or the content that you have saved in the Glacier, you need it as quick as possible, just like the standard one. Okay, so AWS provides you instant retrieval, but it is one of the most costliest access pattern that you would require. Then you have the flexible. Here the object would be available within few seconds to minutes, but here it will at least take 5 minutes to at max 5 hours. In deep archive it will take 5 hours to 12 hours minimum, and you have to submit your query beforehand, and then after or within this much of time span it will bring back your data from the backend. Okay, next one is intelligent tier. This is going to move the object from one class to another on the access pattern. Okay, for example, the data or the objects which are frequently accessed, those are like for 30 days they will remain in standard one. Okay, like the standard one is not having any kind of you know I'll say uh, duration. Okay, so if you store any object into standard it will stay there until or unless you are not going to change it to the another storage class. You can do it in two ways. One is the manual work. Okay, so you have to create a life cycle policy. Okay. So in that policy, you will say after 30 days, if my objects are not being accessed, you can move it to infrequent access. If those are not accessed from there for next 30 or 60 days, you can move it to next, maybe you can move it to archival, or maybe after 180 days, maybe 365 days, or a 1 year. If those are not at all required, you can delete them. Okay. But if you want to do this with the automated pattern, then you just change the storage class of your object to intelligent tier, and according to the access pattern, it is going to take care of that. Remember, we discussed about versioning as well. If you want to uh, keep multiple versions of your objects, or you want to protect them from accidental deletion, why? Then you need to enable bucket versioning at bucket level. By default, it is not at all enabled, but you can enable it. Once it is enabled, you cannot disable it. You can only suspend it. Okay. So till the time it is enabled, you can keep multiple versions of the object, and you will have a markers for your deleted object, so that you can bring them back to the bucket again. So it's a paid feature. You have to pay for it. Okay. And AWS will charge you. By default, it is disabled. I hope you folks now recall how we enabled it, and you might have tested it as well. Yes, Shipra, I remember you were there by that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have you disabled the bucket versioning later on? Did you?
Ma'am, I don't think so. I did.
Okay, so just log into your account and let me know whether your account has still have that bucket. Then we can check it. Okay. Now a quick knowledge check. What do you think? Which type of storage? What will you store in S3? Can I get an answer? Folks, the question is in on your screen. Which of the following is a typical use case for Amazon S3? Can you use object storage for boot drive or boot volume? At least say yes or no, then we can discuss it if you're not sure about the answer. You can't use S3 for boot volume. Okay. Because for that you have the EBS volume, isn't it? And that is connected as your root volume. Block storage for EC2 instance. Okay, so we have that. File storage for multiple EC2 instances. We have EFS for that. Here we have EBS for that. Root volume, boot volume cannot be an object storage. So you are going to store the media hosting files on your S3 bucket. The answer is A. Okay. Next question. Which of the following storage services is recommended if a customer needs to store layer of a high transaction relational database on an EC2 instance? For database, S3 can never be used. They are saying they want it for high transactional relational database. Elastic file system is not at all an option. Glacier is for archiving the data. The option left is the EBS block storage. Okay. Next question. An employee at a healthcare facility must store 7 years of patient information that is rarely accessed. Which Amazon S3 tier should they use? They want to store it for longer period of time, and they don't think so they would ever require, like it would be rarely used. So what do you think? In which storage class would you store it? In standard? No, because that is the most expensive type of storage. Intelligent tier? They are not saying that on the access pattern they need to you, maybe you need to require it again. No. So infrequent access, they are already telling you they have to, rarely access it. So we won't think so. So you will go into the deep archive, which is the most cheapest in costing. Okay. The the least costing storage type under S3 for archival purpose for longer period of time is deep archive. Okay. So in this module we discussed about EBS, CFS and S3. So Shipra, you can quickly share your screen so that we see whether you have disabled the bucket versioning or not. Okay, you just go to the, can you go to your bucket and properties of your bucket? Click on bucket versioning, edit. So versioning is still enabled. Okay, so you can click on edit and disable it, suspend it. So once you have suspended it, okay, after that, if you start deleting your objects, it would be directly deleted. Okay, because you are not at all maintaining the versions, you have suspended it, so AWS will work accordingly. Okay, is this clear? Now you must have seen, like, you can use, if your content is of static nature, you can host it on your S3 bucket. Okay, like you can host a website via using S3 bucket. So that is example that we can work on. Wait a second. So do you have any dummy website available with you folks? No? Okay. Then let's create an index page with some, a basic page we will have. In the chat box, you can. Okay. Can you copy and copy the code that is given to you in a on a notepad page and save it as index.html? Okay. Or you can start following me. I'll share my full screen. Uh, okay. So I'm creating. Okay, so I pasted it, Control S, index.html. Done. So let's go to our S3 service. Are you following? So I'm in Mumbai region. So what I'm gonna do, I'll create a bucket, name it something random. Okay, my static website, and then oops, some numbers. Okay, because I need to disable this, so I'll do it right now. Later on, otherwise I have to do it explicitly and just create this bucket. Okay. So this bucket is there. I'm gonna upload the same page that I have recently created. So it's there on desktop, index.html. Okay, it's a text document, so I need. Oh, it's a text document. Hold on. Uh, just open the notepad and paste the same code. File and save as instead of all files, and then you can save it as index.html. So I'm replacing it.
My screen is not visible.
Just hold on. Let me share it again. Okay, there is already a page of index. Okay, it's there. Is my screen visible? So you will find a page like index.html. So my first heading, and this is my first website page. Okay, so you will find this page just like this. So it's a kind of index page. Okay, so you can think of it's your website first page that you are going to host here. Okay, so just upload this index page and click on upload. Once it is done, let me know.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, just go back to the properties. Uh, go to management and scroll. Hold on. Permissions. Yes. Cross origin access control. Metrics. No. Inventory configurations. All right. So go to your bucket and click on properties. Scroll to the end. Okay. And there is one option, static website hosting. Okay. So you will find here right now it is disabled. So what you need to do is edit and enable it. Okay. And then you have to select the same page that you have created. So you will, because the name of the page is html dot index.html, you can write it here and save the changes. Okay, you need to go to your particular bucket where you have stored the index.html page, then go to properties, scroll to the end, and under static website hosting you have to enable it. Okay, so once it is enabled, you will get a website endpoint. Okay, right now if you will try to access that page via the endpoint, you will not be able to. Why? Can somebody let me know the reason?
Ma'am, when we're enabling static website, do we have to fill in any information like the index document or?
Yes, you have to just write the index.html and that's it. Host a static website, hosting type, and then give the name as index.html only. Okay, because from there it would understand that that's the first page and click on save changes. Once you do that, scroll down and you will get a endpoint for your bucket website. Okay, but if you will go copy and paste it here and will try to access, it will say that it is not accessible. Why? What is the reason behind it?
Because by default, buckets are private and we have to add special permissions to make them publicly accessible.
Yes, so what we did while we were creating our bucket, we disabled the block public access, but still the objects that are there in the bucket are not public. So for that, you need to go to properties and sorry, permissions, and block public access is already, disabled, but you need to added the policy. Okay, so that you can make it publicly accessible. Okay, so what you will do, you are going to copy the same policy that you have applied for your previous bucket. Okay, will you be able to create one policy using policy generator? Tell me. Who will be the principal? You can say anyone. Star. What actions you want to allow them? Maybe you can select a few. For example, get object and get bucket list or list bucket. Then what are the resources? The one that is your bucket. Just paste it here and generate the policy. Add a statement, generate the policy. Then you can copy, you can edit it here as well, or maybe just copy it as it is. This is what we have already done. Remember in the previous session. So you need to create an array. Here you are going to copy the same thing. Control C, put a comma, enter, Control V, and you need to add slash star the objects inside the bucket as well, and then you need to save it. Save the changes, or I can share this with you, uh, this policy, but you have to add it under the resource your bucket name. Okay, so here you are going to put the your bucket name. Okay, will you be able to do it, or shall I share the policy?
Please share the policy.
But make sure that here you, okay, let me write here. It's there. So where I have mentioned ARN of your bucket, just put the name ARN of your bucket, okay? That the one that you have created. So once it is edited and done, let me know.
None done.
How about others? How about others? Have you done it? Shipra, you can share your screen. Let's see. Okay. So can you show me the policy? My static website. Is that the name of your bucket?
Yes, ma'am.
My static. Okay, fine. All right. So scroll down to the end. Uh, okay. Hold on. Go to the properties and scroll to the end and find the bucket endpoint. Go to the properties, scroll down. You have this endpoint available. Just copy this endpoint and now you will be able to see the page. Oh, it's still not visible. Why? Go to the permissions. Click
Because
on
our
block
public
public.
access is off.
uh, Just click on edit. Oh, it's already removed. So you should be able to see the page. Can you show me the policy once again? Maybe there is some issue. Hold on. So you said if it is allow get object list bucket. Have you saved it already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you share the endpoint in the chat box? And show me the object that you have uploaded there. Uh, index.html. Where is this page available? Can you click on it?
Ma'am, can you let me in from my
Yes, yes, I have. I have.
Um,
Index.html. Okay, can you go back to the bucket and permission? Sorry, not yes, permissions. Mm, okay, scroll down. Okay. Uh, let's go to the properties. Scroll down till end, where you have edited your static website. Okay, just click on edit. Let me see. Index.html host static website. Okay, then in that case, it should be. So it says the specified key does not exist.
Ma'am, I think we have to set the principle ourselves right
You
when we
have
are
mentioned
checking
like
things out.
star, so it could be anyone. Have you mentioned star or something else?
I mentioned star.
Then it should be accessible. My static website. Hold on. Secure. How about others? Are you able to access your web page? It says like it's not able to find the object in the bucket. Can you give me the control on your page? Have you accepted the request, Shipra?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to the bucket. Where is this page available? Can you please go there? Index.html, that is the same. Okay, let me open it. It's opened. Index.html. Should be fine. Isn't it getting uploaded? So your object is accessible. In that case, it should be also accessible as well. Actually, double quotes are missing here. Right. Hello, Shipra. Hello. I think there is lag.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you change on the 12 number, line number 12? Just put here ARN and remove BA.
Hello.
Hello. Am I audible? Okay, just remove the BA in front of ARN. And by the end of the line, press enter and close the square bracket in the next line. On line number 13, just close it, okay? And save it. Scroll down. Your screen is not visible now. Scroll down and save it. Now just refresh the endpoint.
Not still not working.
It's still not working. Okay, have you edited the object earlier? But object is directly accessible. Now, can you go to object URL and try to access that?
Index.html.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this page is accessible.
Page is accessible. The bucket is already public. Then why it's not working? Hmm? Mm-mm-mm. Hold on. Please check the public permission. We have already enabled it, isn't it, Shipra?
Yes, ma'am. Functions, okay.
I'm not.
Ma'am, block all public access off
Can you click on
only.
edit? Click on edit. You have already unblocked it, isn't it? And that is the permissions that you require. You need to, yes, this should be unblocked only, unchecked.
Mm.
How about others? Okay, just go to my static bucket once again and go to properties. Let's try it from scratch. Just click on edit. Are you using small I in index.html file only, or is it the big one?
Capital I.
Capital I. Wow. Okay, try now.
It worked.
Great. Because how for it it's not able to recognize now whether it's an index with the small I or the capital one. Okay,
With case sensitive.
so this is how you can be tricked by one single I. Okay, make sure that whatever file that you have named, you name it correctly and you try to fetch the same. Okay. All right, so this is how. For example, if you have a complete website setup, then you are going to keep everything in that particular bucket, and it will be, indexed with the index.html file, and everything would be linked from there. All the CSV files, other related files, you need to keep it in that particular bucket. Okay. So I think everybody would be able to access now the same page that is shared by Shipra. And this is how you can host your simple static website within few minutes or within few clicks. Clear? You can stop sharing your screen now. Any question before we proceed, folks? All good? Do you have a pen and notebook with you? If not, you can quickly bring it, because now we will be working or understanding networking. Okay. So I'll keep it to the point. And once you will be going through the subject networking in the coming semesters, Girish and Shipra, you will understand it better. Okay. So for the time being, whatever details are required to create a VPC in AWS, I will let you know about that. Okay. Will that be fine? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll be back in 2 minutes. Till the time you keep your notebook and pen ready. Okay, folks, just allow me 2 more minutes and then we'll be starting. Okay. All right. Folks, are you there? Shall we get ready? Shall we get started with networking now? A quick confirmation. I hope the screen is visible to you all. Folks, understand when it comes to networking, it could be very, very, you know, It can be a vast topic as well, but we will understand it from the exam point of view from cloud practitioner. Okay. So in this module, we are going to cover the basic concepts of networking. Then we will understand between the difference public and private resources. We will work with one of the service. We'll do hands-on VPC, virtual private cloud, that is networking related service in AWS. We'll understand that what are the different ways to connect with AWS. So in that we will work with direct connect. Like it's not like we will be working, we'll understand what direct connect connectivity option along with the hybrid deployment benefits. We'll understand from the network security or VPC security point of view, the NACL, network access control list, along with security groups that you enable at the EC2 instance. Okay. Then we have the Amazon flow logs. So if you want to collect the logs of your incoming and outgoing traffic, okay, then you can do it via flow logs. Okay. So all this we will discuss one by one. So first of all, what is VPC? So any idea about VPC? Have you ever, uh, okay, I won't ask you this question that way, have you ever created this VPC or not? But the, oh my, the idea behind VPC, that if you want to create your own network in the cloud. Okay. Which type of cloud AWS is? It's a public cloud. Okay. And in the public cloud, you want to create your own network. Okay. So for that, you will be using a service called VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Now, which type of service it is? It is a regional service. What does it mean? It means if you are into Mumbai region, okay, if this is your Mumbai region and within that you are having your, you want to create your VPC. Okay. So you will be using VPC service and you will say, I want to create a network in Mumbai. Okay. And then you will start creating subnets. Okay. So inside your VPC, you will be having subnet. Okay. Now subnet will be the sub part of your main VPC. So once you define your VPC, you have to give a CIDR range, CIDR range. It is classless interdomain routing range. Okay, now what is this range? I hope you are aware about IP addresses. Yes or no? What is an IP address? Just like you are recognized by your name, the devices over a network which are connected with each other are recognized via the IP addresses. If it is a local network, okay, local network, then it will be the private IPs. And if it is a global network, just like your internet, it will be the public IPs. Okay, within one private network, no two devices can have the same public IP. And when it comes to global network, then no two devices can have public IP over the internet. Okay. So this is about IPs. So when we decide that how bigger or smaller I want your network to be created, then I have to choose this CIDR range. Okay. So it is a range of IP addresses. So you must have um, so it is like uh, 10.0.0.0/16. Okay. So there are some thumb rules that you have to understand while we will be working with networking in AWS. So please make a note of it. Let me create a new. Okay. So when you are creating a VPC, you have to give a CIDR range. Okay. So if you are choosing 10.0.0.0/16, okay. So this /16 number is going to decide that how, like the number which is after the slash will decide how big or small your network would be. Okay. Now, what does it mean? It means if you have like every address, okay, what is the size of IP address? The IP address is of 32 bits long. Okay, it will be having like it is 4 byte long. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay, so we represent this number either in decimal form or in binary form. Are you aware about conversion decimal to binary?
Yes.
Okay, so how will you convert 10 into binary? Yes, folks. How will you convert 10 into binary? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and so on. And the combination of 8 and 2 is 10, and rest of the bits you will put like 000. So the binary value of 10 would be 0000 dot 1010, and then 0 will be represented by 8 zeros again if you are representing it into binary. Another way could be you can divide 10 by 2 and so on, and you can put the remainder here, and then from uh, bottom to top you can write it from left to right, isn't it? Okay, so I'm not here to teach you like how to convert it into binary, but we represent the IP address in binary as well. Okay, so we call it as decimal dotted notation. Okay, so that means after like 8 8 bits of representation, there will be a dot. Okay, and if you convert it into decimal, it would be 10.0.0.0. Slash 16 is representing that how many bits belong to a network. Okay, now this IP address is divided into two parts. One is the network bits, another is the host bits. Okay, network bits and host bits. Now I'll give you an example. Okay, so suppose you are creating a network where you have 10 devices. Okay, 1, 2, and so on and so on till 10 devices you have in this network, and the address that you have chosen is this one. What does it mean? It means that first 16 bits, if I say first 16 bits, these are this one. Okay, so those will remain always same in your network. Okay, so every device will have the same first two octet value, that is 10.0.0. It might be given 4, it would be 10.0.0.5, it could be 10.0.0.15, it could be 10.0.0.32, suppose. Okay, so in this network the network bits will remain same and rest of the host bits will change. Okay, this host bits will change. Okay, so from here you will understand that 032 is the address of this particular host. Okay, and the network is 10.0. Is this clear? Now if you have chosen the range as 16, okay, the range as 16, how many total bits are there? 32. Okay, so if 16 bits are reserved for the network, how many bits are left with you? Can you answer me? How many are left with you? Last 16, 32 minus 16 is equal to 16. It means how many hosts you can have? 2 raised to power 16, that is total 65,536. Is this point clear? Yes, no?
Ma'am, can you explain this again?
From where?
One, So what are we calculating here? I didn't understand that.
We are calculating that how many host can be there in a network if the value given to you is /16 after slash. Okay, so if the CIDR range that you have chosen is 10.0.0.0/16, that means you can manipulate only and only the last two octets. Why? Because 16 showcase that out of 32 bits, the first 16 bits are reserved for the network and you cannot change the network. Clear? Then which bits you can manipulate? The remaining one. How many bits are remaining? 32 minus 16, total 16. It means in this network, if you have chosen this CIDR range, in this network, total number of devices that you can have, or the total number of IPs that you can have, is 2 raised to power 16, 65,536. You can calculate this value.
Okay.
Okay, now I will showcase you another example. Okay, now you tell me, if I have chosen a value, maybe 10.0.0.0/24. Now, what this 24 means? Anyone? What is the size
Number of
of
bits, number
public
of
IP?
bits belonging to the network.
Sorry,
Uh, Number of bits belonging to the network, we have to find through this.
32 bits are there, out of which 24 bits are reserved for network. So these many bits you cannot change. First 8, next 8, 8 plus 8, 16 plus 8, 24. It means this much part of your IP or the CIDR is reserved for what? It is reserved for network. You can't change it. How many bits you are left with? 32 minus 24, 8. Getting this point? 8. So how many IPs you will have? 2 raised to power 8. That is 256 in total. Is this point clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that means this is another CIDR range, okay, that you can have. So in this, if you have chosen /24 as the CIDR value, okay, it means this is a small network. Okay, if the number of bits inside it towards the network will increase, the number of bits remaining in the client side will decrease, and that will give you less number of IPs available. Okay, is this point clear? Now let me take you back to concepts of AWS. Okay, uh, okay, so when it comes to AWS, there are CIDR ranges. There is a range you can have from /16 till /28. This is the biggest network that you can create using this CIDR range. This is the smallest network that you can create with this range. For example, if you chosen 10.0.0/28, then out of 32, 28 bits are part of the network. You are left with last 4, and 2 raised to power 4 is 16. So you will be having total 16 number of IPs in this network if you chosen this CIDR range. Okay, clear? Now, when we will be working in AWS, I will let you know the steps to create a VPC. Okay, so first of all, we will create a VPC and we will define the CIDR range as 10.0.0.0/16. Okay, then we will create two subnets. Okay, we will give them range of 10.0.0.0 hold on slash 24 and 10.0.1.0 slash 24. The name of this subnet would be a public subnet, and this will be a private subnet. Okay, we will create a route table as well. We will create one internet gateway. Okay, why do you need an internet gateway? Because by default, your VPC that you are going to create, for example, you name it as demo VPC. If you create this VPC, by default, it is private. Okay, it doesn't know that there is some outside world which is called as internet. Okay, and even if you are in the Mumbai region, it doesn't know that there are other VPCs as well. So by default, if you say you have VPC A and you have VPC B, can they directly connect with each other? They don't know each other until or unless you are not making them connect. Okay, so this is the scenario. So if you want to connect your VPC to the internet, then on your VPC level, you are going to attach a device which is called as internet gateway. Is this point clear? Yes, folks? Yes or no? All right. So let's create a VPC. For that, you can follow me. Is the screen visible? Let's go and search for VPC here. Have you landed on this page? Yes or no? Click on create VPC and click on VPC only. Name it as demo underscore VPC. Are you done till here? Then give a CIDR range 10.0.0.0 slash 16 and then click on create VPC. Is it done till here? Have you created the VPC? Then click on your VPCs and try to find the VPC that you have created and select that VPC. Shipra, it would be great if you folks could answer. Girish as well. Sudhir, let me know if you're also working on it. So Shipra, have you created the VPC and selected it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So select your VPC and go to actions and click on
Yes, ma'am.
edit VPC settings. Scroll down and enable DNS host names and save it. Okay. Done. Then we need to create subnets within this VPC. Okay, so go and click on subnets and click on create subnet. And where you want to create this subnet, you have to choose your VPC. Choose your demo VPC and scroll down and name it. So I will name it as public and public sub. Okay, that is for public subnet. And then this is the range of your VPC that is being by default showcased. So then you are going to choose a subset of this range. That will be a smaller range that is the part of this VPC by /24. Okay, 10.0.0.0/24, and you can create this subnet. Okay, it will be displayed to you. Then select your subnet and click on actions and edit your subnet settings. Have you reached here? Public subnet. Select the subnet, go to actions, edit subnet settings, choose that option and click on auto assign IP settings enabled. Okay, because I'm going to create this subnet as my public subnet, so any resource that I'm going to deploy here should be having a public IP by default. Okay.
Ma'am, can you show again how to create the subnet?
Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Where are you? Can you scroll up?
Create a
Okay.
subnet.
Okay, scroll down. Instead of my subnet, give it a name, my public subnet. So you should be able to understand that why you have created it. You can name it as my public subnet.
Mm.
Can you scroll up? You have chosen the wrong VPC. Click on VPC and choose the demo VPC. Scroll down. Now in the CIDR block, right here 10.0.0/24. Not here, inside. Yeah, that is the subnet CIDR. Okay, just right here. Leave it. VPC is fixed. That is what you have done. You have to work on the subnet CIDR. Okay, give a subset of the above subnet, that is 10.0.0/24. Okay, and scroll down and create subnet. Okay, so while you were selecting the VPC, you have to be very careful before creating the subnet, okay? That in which VPC you are creating your subnet. By default, most of the times it has chosen the default settings, okay? Select your subnet, go to actions, edit subnet settings, enable auto assign public IPv4. Scroll down and save it. Now, what will happen with this setting change, that AWS will auto assign the public IPs in any to any instance that will be launched in this subnet. Okay. All right. So this is how you create a public subnet. Now create another subnet, name it private subnet, my private subnet. Scroll down, give it range 10.0.1.0. No, if you will allocate the same range that you have already used, it will say it's overlapping. Okay, that is an error. Okay, /24 and create this subnet. Okay, now for public subnet, we are not going to enable the public IP addresses. Okay, why? Because I want to keep the resources private in the private subnet. So we will never allocate them public IPs. Okay, now you have created a VPC and two subnets in that. So you can draw on your screen, so not on your screen, but on your notebook. Okay, what you can draw is, just create the same diagram on your notebook. So this is your VPC. Okay, what you have named it? Demo VPC. What is the range you have given it? CIDR is 10.0.0.0/16. Yes or no? /16. And then inside that you have created a subnet. What you have named it? My public subnet. Range you have given is 10.0.0/24. Okay. And then you have another subnet, that is my private subnet, and the range that you have given is 1.0/24. Yes. Now on this VPC, we will attach a kind of gateway here to your VPC. There will be always a one and only one single internet gateway, which we will use to provide connectivity to the internet. Okay, inbound and outbound to the public subnet. Okay, now you can share your screen. Folks, you can share your screen. Now click on your VPCs in the left pane. Select your VPC that is already there. Good. Okay. So now in the left pane, you have fourth option as internet gateways. Click there. Internet gateways. Create internet gateway. Name it my internet gateway. Create internet gateway. Now this is created. Now click on again internet gateways in the left side. It will showcase you that what are the internet gateways available. Can you select your recently created one? What is the status it is showcasing? That it is detached. It is not
That
at all attached to any VPC. So do you see the option above? Either while you create your internet gateway, you can directly attach it, or you can go to actions, click on attach VPC, attach to VPC. And now from this list, you have to scroll your VPC with which you want to attach it. So we have one VPC, demo VPC. Select it and attach internet gateway. Okay, and save it. Now, if you go back to the list of internet gateways, it will showcase the status as attached, and you can see on the screen as well. All right. Now we have created it. Good. Now what we will do, we will launch one EC2 instance in the public subnet. Okay. Now you can add, hold on. You can add to the diagram now that we are going to launch one EC2 instance in this subnet. Okay. So EC2 instance, we will name it as web server. Okay. Something like this. Clear? And we will launch it in my demo VPC and inside the public subnet. Okay. I'm stopping my screen share. You can share your screen, Shipra. Rest of you pay attention. Now in another tab, you can open EC2. Search in the search bar EC2. No, not here. In your console only. There is a search bar, na?
Mhm.
Shipra,
Yes, ma'am.
EC2. Just select and right click on EC2 and open it in a new tab. Wow, it's opened on the same tab. No worries. Now, what happened? Open in a new tab. Go there.
Strong
Open in a new tab.
image.
That is the first option. Right click on EC2. Right click on EC2 option. Open link in a new tab.
Mhm.
It is being opened. Go there. Start launching an instance. Name it my new web server.
And
Wait,
created.
wait. Okay, scroll down.
That's the bottom.
Oh, that's the bottom. Just scroll up. I think I missed something. Scroll up. Can you go to the networking settings? All right. So just click on edit. Network settings, edit. Do you see on top edit button? in front of network settings. Now, what we are going to decide here, earlier we were launching the instance into the default VPC, getting it? But now we have created our own controlled network, our own virtual private network. Okay, so just select the VPC in which you want to launch. Select your VPC. It lists you the demo VPC, and then you want to launch it in the public subnet. You have created two subnets, but you want to launch this instance into the public subnet. Okay. All right. Can you name the security group something like my security group? No, no, no. In the security group name, can you change the name from Launch Wizard 3 to my security group? My SD. You can write it. My security group. Okay. Good. Scroll down and you can enable only, you can click on remove on SSH. I don't want to enable SSH. And you can enable HTTP from anywhere IPv4. That's okay. Scroll down and scroll down. In the user data, you give the same script that we used earlier. Okay. Click on advanced detail. Scroll down to the end user data, paste the user data there, the script that I shared with you while we were creating EC2 instance. Do you have that? Just paste it here.
The one which said hello world.
Yes. Okay. Just launch the instance. Just right
Existence
here,
is
proceed
the
without key pair. You can go without key pair. Launch the instance. Okay, once your instance is up and running, you can try accessing it via the public IP.
ma'am, how do I do that?
Hmm?
How
Scroll
do I
down.
access the time?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
क्या कह रहे हो आप?
How do I access it?
Just go to the list of the instances first. 2 दिन में शिप्रा भूलना नहीं है. You record, select your running instance, look for the public IP, and the status is not, 2x2 check clear. So you have to wait for a few minutes, refresh it. Once the status is available, then you can try accessing it. Okay, just
Okay.
refresh it. The status is still not available. Just wait for a few seconds, 1 or 2 minutes at max, maybe. The instance is not accessible. Is it like that?
I'm not is loading.
It will not be accessible, although there are few reasons behind that. I will tell you why. Can you go back to your VPC? Okay. Uh, Instead of you sharing your screen, let me share the whiteboard. Okay. Now, folks, you tell me, we have attached the internet gateway to the VPC. Okay, by default, it is all private kind of. Okay, it doesn't know that there is something existing. Okay, so right now you need, like, to make anything public, you need three things. Okay, first thing, internet gateway should be there, that you have already attached. You have created an EC2 instance in the public subnet, and it is having a public IP as well, because without public IP, your instance cannot be connected over the internet. Okay. Now, the third rule is that there should be a route table which should be containing a route, that how to reach to the outside world. Okay, now how you will say, for example, Shipra, uh, you want to go to point A, okay, but you don't know how to reach it. You don't know the path or way. Will you be ever able to reach there? The answer is no.
No.
In that case, somebody told you this is the address, and you will put it into Google Maps, and Google Map will start showcasing you the way to reach there. And will you be able to follow it and reach there? You will say, yes, of course. Okay, so this route table is doing the same work. Okay, so you are going to create a new route table, which we will name as public route table. Okay, and we will attach to the public subnet. So this has to be associated with the subnet. And then we are going to add a route there, 0.0.0.0/0. Then you have to go via the internet gateway. And then your instance know that it will be able to, if it has to go outside the world. Okay, if any network device which is other than or out of this network or this whole network, it has to send the traffic or go via the internet gateway. Okay, that is what we will edit now. So you can share your screen once again. Now in the right left side there is a route table. Click on that. Route tables, create route table. Now give it a name, my public RT. My public route table. Don't give a space. Okay, and select in which VPC you want to create it. You want to create it in demo VPC, and click on create route table. Now select your route table. It is there. Okay, fine. Now you have to, like, by default there is one route. Can you see in the destination 10.0.0.0/16? Target is local and status is active. It means if two devices within the same network wants to communicate, they will go via the local router. Okay, now if they have to go somewhere else to the internet, then you can click on edit routes. We will add another route. Okay, can you click on edit routes, add route? Click on add route, type here 0.0, select the first rule, enter. You can select it.
This one now.
0./0 value. Yes, this one. and go to this drop down
AC.
list. No. Go back. Yeah. Look for internet gateway. The fifth option is available. Select the internet gateway that you have created. Just click there. Click inside this search button again, and it will list the your created route internet gateway. Select it and click on save changes. Now you have told your route table that if any traffic would be outside this network, it has to forward it to the internet gateway. Okay. Now you refresh your 13.235 EC2 instance page where you were trying to access it. It is still not available. Go back to the VPC page. Now you have created this route table, but where you want to associate, you haven't attached to it any subnet. Okay. So where you have launched your EC2 instance? In which subnet you launched it, Shipra? Girish?
Uh,
You launched it in the public subnet. Now choose the second option from here, subnet associations. Subnet association there only. Yes, second tab. Now click on Added Subnet Association. The first option, select the public subnet, check that box and save association. Okay, now refresh the page.
Still not working.
Wait,
Oh, hello.
actually it will take some time to, reach there. The request has been sent and then you will get the response. So it means this is how your traffic would reach to the outside world while you are creating or working with your own VPC. Okay. Now, if you could see on the screen what we have done. We created a VPC. We created two subnets in that. We attached an internet gateway. Why we attached internet gateway? Because I want my subnets to reach to the outside world. And then I edited the route table. I added and associated the route table with the particular subnet. Okay. So this is how you can create and work with your own custom VPC. Is this topic clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question? Any question? All good? Okay. So in the same way, now if I ask you, so you have a database. Do you want everybody to have access to your database? You'll say no. That is my private resource. So where will you put the private resources? In the public subnet? The answer is no, you won't. You will put them into the private subnet because the resources that you deploy in the private subnet will have only and only private IP. Okay, clear folks? Is it clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Shipra, you remember all the steps now?
I have to do it again, but yeah, most of them.
Okay, so what you can do is you can stop your EC2 instance. Rest of the resources will not charge you. Okay. And if you want to delete your VPC directly, first of all, you have to delete the EC2 instance, and then you can select the VPC and say I want to delete everything, and it will be deleted. Okay, tell me, you want to delete it now or you want to keep it
I'll keep it
for the
right
time?
now.
Okay, fine. All right. So this is what about your VPC. We will continue from here by tomorrow. Okay. So you will have a class for next 2 days as well. Because of the pace, okay, we need to work for 2 more days. Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And by today evening, you will be able to see all the content in your LMS as well. So you will be able to have a look there as well. Okay. All right. Thank you. If you have any question, I'll wait. Otherwise, you can leave the session, practice, read about it, watch some videos on the YouTube as well. Okay. So that you will have more clarity. Thank you.
Ma'am, Rajiv sir told me to practice this thing. Then how am I supposed to practice it? Just creating instances and just loading web pages.
Sorry.
Now, what are the different ways of practicing this? Is there any different questions? I mean, we're just creating instances and different learning how to operate different resources here. But any way to practice some real life problems, even though this is very basic concept.
This is related to real life problem only. Like if you will be given a task, how you want to create your own custom network. So this is what you created. Okay. And later on, according to your requirement, you are going to deploy the resources. So right now, we are taking the demo purpose only. Okay. So we are keeping the thing simple. Getting it?
Okay. Yeah.
So if you will see earlier while launching the EC2 instance, we were launching it in the default VPC that is by default created by AWS in every region. But right now you have created your own custom VPC and you can edit it as per your requirements. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any other question? All right. Bye bye.